Hey everybody, I'm Blockchain Genie,
And I'm BitcoinJake09.
and we are here for Bitcast number 3.
Yep, and it's July, or I'm sorry, it's not July.
Hey
It's
man,
August the 13th.
Yep, right on time for a Bitcast. Sounds good. All right, so let's start it off here. We got some prices. What are our prices at?
All right, we got Bitcoin run around $4,050. I did see it at 4,100 earlier.
Which is insane.
Right, considering this year, it's up, what is it, 200 and something percent?
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember what it was the last time. Let's see, if we go 1 month from here, yeah, we're looking at a $2,000 increase since the last show. So last show, we were talking about like, oh, hey, like it was 1,000 like a week, a week ago, a month ago, and now it's like 4,000.
Yeah. I mean, Bitcoin's going places, and people just keep kind of underestimating it. It's starting to go mainstream a little bit here and there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we talked a little bit about the Shift card.
Yeah, yeah.
Just spending, your Bitcoin actively, or just, peer-to-peer still, as always, you know. All right, so what's our next one?
Ethereum hitting about $295.
Which is cool.
Yeah, no, that's good for Ethereum. It's still got a little bit of room to go too. I think it's going to keep going up a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely up. It's last month, this time $102. So it was about a $200 last time. I was actually kind of like, I wasn't sure what it was going to do,
Yeah. Well, I mean, Ethereum's one of those ones, though. I mean, it may have some down days and weeks here and there, but it's going to constantly probably be going up. They do have a pretty good support behind it.
It was because it was up to like 348 back in June. So, that's why.
Yeah, I mean, it was hitting $400 that one day.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're trying to get back up there and go past that, honestly, with Ethereum.
It looks like it, right? All right. What's our next one there?
I guess Litecoin. Litecoin's around about $45, which is pretty good for Litecoin.
Sounds about right. It's just been hanging out, hasn't it?
Yeah, I am interested about since Litecoin has SegWit on it, and Bitcoin is actually already locked in to implement SegWit on August 21st, maybe 22nd at the latest. So after it implements SegWit 2x or whatever it is, it'll be able to have side chains, is what I was reading about, and possibly be able to do cross-chain transactions like with Litecoin and Bitcoin. Anything that implements SegWit, okay. Yeah. So that was something interesting I was reading about. I'm very curious about.
Is Litecoin the same code as Bitcoin?
Litecoin is essentially exactly the same as Bitcoin, except they use a different algorithm. Instead of Bitcoin using SHA-256, Litecoin uses a script algorithm.
Okay. Yeah.
But they both do still have ASICs out there for them, application-specific integrated circuits for mining.
Litecoin's still the small guy. I think they have a bunch out there, though.
I definitely think Litecoin's somewhat undervalued.
So maybe it's like actually like accurately valued. I don't know. Like some people say Bitcoin, the bubble there, but so it's down $10 after we just got done talking about it.
Of course,
negative effects on it. We're doing another coin, right?
I guess we can talk about Dogecoin real quick. Doge, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I never get it right. Doge. I'll say it wrong too.
Nobody
Doge,
knows. But about last month, they were hitting about 100 Satoshi. This month, they're about 45, so they're actually down, about 55% there.
Which is interesting.
It is interesting, but at 100 Satoshi, that was kind of overpriced, honestly, for them, since they are kind of the funny money of cryptocurrency. But I mean, 40, 44, 45 Satoshi for Doji, it's a pretty good price right there. That's about where they usually are. They hold value pretty well there.
They've been holding that for a while.
That's about their regular price before they pumped. So,
okay.
Let's see, what else are we talking about today?
There was that thing that happened because of a fork or something like that, or a knife or a spoon or something.
The hard fork.
Yeah.
So there was a discrepancy where some people wanted to use different code with Bitcoin instead of going the SegWit route. They wanted to just go ahead and increase the block size from 1 megabyte to 8 megabytes. We've already seen longer block times with Bitcoin Cash. Some of them are an hour or more for the transactions.
So Bitcoin Cash is the result of that fork.
That's the secondary coin that came of the hard fork.
They want to call it like B Cash or something stupid like that.
They took the ticker BCC, which was actually already taken by another cryptocurrency called BitConnect. So there's already a discrepancy
there. It's hard to stand
there.
out in the cryptocurrency
right, and then some people were referring to Bitcoin Cash as BCH. So there's a lot of confusion there also. But even with all the confusion, Bitcoin Cash is still run about $300 right now. So with the hard fork, if you held Bitcoin in a wallet where you held and controlled the private keys to before August 1st, before the hard fork,
which we kind of talked about,
we did. And if at that point after the hard fork you were able to use that same private key on a Bitcoin Cash wallet, I did use Electrum, I think it was. I downloaded one of them on my Linux machine, and that one worked out really well. It was easy to install. I was easy to import my Bitcoin Cash private key to it. And I went ahead and sent it over to an exchange so I could just kind of watch it from there. And the exchange did have to wait for 20 confirmations, which actually ended up taking about all day because the block confirmation time on Bitcoin Cash was taking so long. So
gotcha. So I still can't wrap my head around Bitcoin Cash sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, just like, all right, so what is it now? What's it going to do? Who's using it? Why does it even matter? Yeah. Because Bitcoin wasn't affected.
Right, Bitcoin was not affected at all. We might have seen maybe $100 price dip at the most.
Yeah, and that's normal for Bitcoin.
Right,
now.
And then even after it, we saw the price of Bitcoin Cash pretty much plummet from $900 to I think about $200 before it started creeping back up to about $300 today. And then Bitcoin just steadily kept rising. It's 40, 50 today.
And I guess that's due to more and more countries around the world adopting it, is sort of what I read on my Twitter feed. It's hard to get solid news on this stuff. So, I've actually turned to Twitter. Sometimes it's got some pretty interesting stuff.
Well, and that's the thing
is
because Bitcoin isn't mainstream, you got to kind of find the unmainstream news.
Yeah.
And that's usually where the big hits are.
But, I'm hearing more and more, some of the articles are clickbait, obviously.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's just like, okay, hey, this country's supporting it. There for a second with the fork talk, people were like, "Oh, we're suspending all stuff." And then Coinbase was like, "Red light."
Oh man, like Coinbase,
green light.
Before the fork, they were saying that they were not going to accommodate Bitcoin Cash or whatever the resulting coin was going to be, and there was a lot of upset and uproar from that. And eventually, after the fork, they state, we will be releasing your Bitcoin Cash, although it will not be until January of 2018.
Yeah, they sent an email out to all their customers.
Are we going to see? We're going to see a lot of volume then. I'm expecting after people receive their Bitcoin Cash from Coinbase around those times. I could expect somewhat of a little bit of a dump, as most terms are called.
Mm-hmm. I don't. So that's still developing, I think.
Yeah.
The fork, and what the results are. I haven't cashed in my Bitcoin Cash yet.
Yeah.
Well, I almost don't care.
It's also not even profitable for miners to be mining Bitcoin Cash right now because the difficulty is so high on it.
That's true.
And the price of it's so low.
Yeah, that was the problem with Bitcoin for a while. If the price ever dropped lower, like companies like Genesis Mining were going to maybe have some trouble because they're paying so much to mine.
Right.
They need to make the profits back.
That's where, especially if you're a self miner, you need to be on top of your equipment and have the latest.
Newsflash: NVIDIA is actually going into the mining market. They're
making GPU cards specifically for mining.
Yeah. So I know they've probably been dabbling for a while, but apparently they're going to make a huge push. Is what so that's cool.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
We're going to start seeing more and more of these hardware companies sort of step up to the plate, I think.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, is there any more forks coming up down the road?
Just that soft fork that we kind of talked about.
So the SegWit.
The SegWit.
Okay.
It just got locked in a few days ago, And now that it's locked in, it will be active after 2 weeks, which is about August 21st, maybe the 22nd at the latest. But SegWit 2x, like we were talking about, kind of just implements the ability of side chains or multi-chain transactions. Or I think there's a lot of info to read on it. I didn't quite catch everything. I think it was even talking about colored coins. Not too sure. I haven't really read up on the colored coins. But that's kind of what Ethereum has, where they can make tokens on
so
the
that's
Ethereum network.
Kind of maybe the future here, is where you're going to be able to set up tokens on, I mean, it gets kind of dense and confusing, but basically currency 01 with Bitcoin, but now we're opening it up where you can start transferring things outside of.
That's kind of what
tokens.
There's actually a new crypto. I have very little info on it. I was just reading about it recently. It's called Coco.
Okay.
And it's by Microsoft and Intel have kind of come together, and they've created this crypto token asset that's supposed to so like if you have, it's supposed to be able to represent different things of yours, like your car and your house and other things that you own and all of that kind of stuff. But there is a lot of blockchain technology out there now that is becoming big, like Ripple, where they do banking transactions, where they can do bank transactions instantly instead of it taking 5 to 7 business days or whatever it takes for a wire transfer.
Which is a concern, especially when you're dealing with a peer-to-peer currency. I need to be able to know that when we leave, that transaction's taken care of.
Right, yeah. And that's where blockchain technology, like, it proves it's there. And it's there's no way to reverse transactions.
But that instantaneous thing is, definitely going to be a key, I think, going forward.
And that's where some cryptos are a little better with their transaction speed, like Ethereum and Litecoin and Doge and Dash. And
so the problem overall that I'm running into with other altcoins, I did a meme where it's like Bitcoin Cash. Is it altcoin or is it a new coin? I don't know. Is it just, do we just lump it in with all the other ones? So, I think the key here is usability. So Coinbase has really opened up the usability with, the shift card,
that's independent third party, but in general,
that's true. Yeah.
But in general, with Bitcoin technologies, it's progressing to where it's becoming mainstream. It's easily accessible and easily transferable.
But it's like only Bitcoin. So like
correct. But there's other ones that are working on, like Dash is working with MasterCard, where they can have a card for their if you hold a Masternode and other things.
Awesome. So it is the idea, I think, is moving out from there.
Dash definitely wants to go mainstream. Dash is working on a project called Dash Evolution, where they want to set up like kiosks in different locations, where locations around it accept Dash.
Still got my $10 Dash. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, that it might be a little bit up, might be a little down. I don't know.
I went ahead and bought traded it over with it's the Jax shape shifter wallet.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's got I think we talked about that one time, but it's got a bunch of different currencies on it. We're looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum Dash, Ethereum Classic, Augur, Litecoin, Zcash, Testnet, Doge, Economy, Golem, Gnosis, Digi, DAO, Blockchain Capital, Civic.
And the Exodus wallet for Linux has most of those on it. It's got Augur and Golem and all of them. It's got EOS also. That's a newer one. I haven't really looked into that, but I do hold some of that.
So what's a wallet that does Bitcoin Cash, just as an end note for everybody if they want to
Electrum. I was talking about that one a little earlier. That's how I actually imported from my private key. Was I used the Electrum Bitcoin Cash wallet. I downloaded it pretty easily.
A Linux operating system for that, or
that's all I use is Linux.
Do you know if they have other ones?
I think they do. I'm not 100%. I'm like 95% sure they do. But
cool. All right. So what's it called again?
Electrum Bitcoin Cash wallet.
All right, cool. So for everybody out there looking to cash in their, Bitcoin Cash coins, A little redundant there. You got the Electrum wallet. So, all right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We really appreciate it. We'll be back in a month to talk about all the amazing things coming up. Any predictions?
For next month,
5,000 up or down, below or
probably
higher.
up. Thinking that the SegWit's gonna maybe help move things along transaction-wise. So
once
it should
again,
help out.
just for educational purposes here, but I mean, it's looking like you could still get maybe some Bitcoin and then go from there. We haven't talked about any world events.
Oh, it's always good to if you're no matter what, if you're a Bitcoin holder or a Bitcoin miner, you're good no matter what. But it's always a good time to buy in with Bitcoin because it's only going to keep going up speculatively.
Rock on, brother. All right, man. Well, we're going to get out of here. Y'all have a great August. We'll see you in September. Till next time, this is Bitcast number 3.
Bringing Bitcoin to you.